Your look and your social ability is your currency. This is the topic of today's video, and I am going to take you right in. I just came from a personal development event, probably one of the biggest personal development events in Germany, and it's just around the corner from my home currently. And I want to tell you a little bit about how your personality is shaping your personal reality. And what I mean by that exactly is that you don't always have to spend a lot of money. And I want to talk about it because one of my favorite topics is actually money, abundance, prosperity. And the number one secret about true wealth, true prosperity, true abundance is not only focusing on the money, but actually focusing on the life experiences that you desire to experience. And many times we believe that the only way to experience something is through money. But I always like to say, you are the money, and so are other people. Literally, other people are your resources. Sometimes people don't like to use the word human resource, right? Because it comes from this understanding of exploitation, right? Especially in the corporate world, we call it human resources, and then the resources are there to be exploited. But that's not what I mean. Yet, people are the true resource. People in your life are the money, literally. Whether it is your friends, your family, your community, your clients, right? The money that you are looking for, even though we're not talking about money today, the money that you're looking for is always coming from other people. And so are the experiences that you seek. It's not only about the money. And I want to tell you about what happened today as a case study, as an example of that, right? So you don't always need to spend money to have the experiences that you desire. When, and that is the thing, and this is value for value. This is how I see it. And it's very, very, very important that you know your value and what you bring to the table, what your currency is, right? Because not only money is currency, but when you know about human nature, when you know about psychology, and this is what we're going to be speaking more of on this channel, when you know about emotional intelligence, literally when you know how to move through society, how to think. This is really the basics, the fundamentals, the foundation. This is what I teach in my original method. So if you want to learn how to become your own brand, and with branding, I mean knowing yourself, knowing your aim in society, in life, then also understanding society, understanding human nature, understanding the programming, and then releasing that program from within your own self, right? Reprogramming, deprogramming, transforming, alchemizing, whatever you want to call it. And then really setting yourself up as your main character, as the person that you are, the identity in your world, with the surroundings that are matching, with the clients that you want, with the people that you want and desire and appreciate in your life. And then also, of course, creating a public persona, creating online in the digital world, creating your digital real estate, being a leader or just a citizen of the new earth, which is happening online. So as you can see, I'm always passionate about speaking about the original method, my signature program that is now ready. So we're starting July 3rd. If you're interested in creating you as your personal brand with everything I just mentioned, and actually Being you, being crystal clear about you, being clear about your business, being clear about telling your stories, and also making money from the brand that you've created. This is what we do in the original method. Okay. So, but back to the topic today. If you understand human nature, psychology, emotional intelligence, it is very important to understand that people are always motivated, no matter how good of a person you are. And that is something that I want to also debunk from what I took from this personal development event. People are always motivated by personal pursuit of either of power or privilege, and that can also be knowledge, being associated with certain kind of people. And in this case, I'm taking myself for as an example, but you can take other examples as well. So for example, the person that invited me is a friend of mine. Like, we've known each other now for probably 10 years, and he's also a publisher. He's one of the biggest publishers in Germany for, especially for the personal development scene. So he publishes books for the big speakers and the coaches and the all of the trainers in the personal development industry. And he is also publishing my book. So stay tuned. My book is coming out soon. So I always like to check in with him, like when he's in my city. He calls me and he says, I have a ticket, if you want to come through. And yeah, today was a good day to come through. Again, it's hot, I'm sweating, it's the end of the day. But I want to tell you that, again, I stopped with currency, right? When you are an interesting person, that is already a resource. You having a bright mind, you are yourself well read, well traveled, well spoken, right? Well dressed. You look good. All of that is resource. All of that is capital. All of that is you and your currency, right? So yeah, being an interesting person, having style, as I said, well traveled, well spoken. I speak charismatic and well in two different languages, well read, and yeah. Mm, so he always introduces me also as his best friend, one of his best friends. I just let it be like that. Okay. But this shows me that just the way I am with my natural capacity, and it's truly who I am. I know human nature, I know psychology, I know social awareness, right? And I know emotional intelligence. I am naturally someone who listens deeply, who actually really cares about what's going on with you in your life, not only on the outside, what looks good, but also what goes on in the back, right? Exactly with this friend, like he and I, we have been in debt together. Like when I was like the first time in my deepest debt, I think it was around 15,000 euros. Like he was also in debt, maybe probably in the hundred thousands. So we connected, we talked about it, and that's the good thing about having entrepreneur friends as well. But I know what happens behind the scenes with people. That's why I'm low key, right? So at this event, there were a few people. Also, one guy that I actually really like, and I found myself a little bit not being a fangirl, like that's not really my style, but I got a little like, actually, to be honest, like between me and you, I actually like felt like, that's like, actually, that's the kind of man that like turns me on a little. I don't know him personally like that, but like I know him from, and the one who I'm talking about is Shen Yi. Maybe you've heard about him. He, like, Google him. He's a Shaolin, and I know that he definitely does a lot of content in English as well. Like he's a Shaolin, and he's from Germany, so he also does content in German, and I know he's German, and I've seen him on other events. But today I was sitting in the VIP, and he was sitting right in front of me, and I actually thought that he was cute. Like, he was cute, he was hot. So that was nice. Like, I felt it. Like, I haven't been in proximity to anyone that I found like slightly interesting. So I saw him and I thought he's hot, but I know that he has a wife and kids, so I'm gonna leave him alone. But yeah, just saying. Also, in the context of this personal development event, like, it was about growing and exploring. It was about wealth building. It was about personal development. It was about psychology, overcoming fear, learning to love yourself more. It was about health. It was about nutrition. It was about travel and exploring philosophy and religion and a way of life. And there were like other gurus and psychologists, and all of those kind of people were there. I'm going to also put some photos in the YouTube picture section, so you can see a little bit what I've saw, like what I've been up to. So also for me, because I have explored a lot myself, I'm multicultural, right? I am multi-talented. I'm multi passionate. I am multi-educated. I'm multi-skilled. Me too, as I always like to say. I've studied international business. I studied in Germany and in France. Then I was an international accountant for a while. Then I dropped out and I danced again, like I danced. Then I became a certified holistic nutritionist. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. Then I founded a cafe with my mom. Then I became a certified transformational life coach, working with one of the elite institutes of this planet, with teachers who are building multi-million dollar legacies and just cutting edge knowledge in neuroscience, applied neuroscience, really how you can regulate your nervous system and how that expands your electromagnetic field, and how you can talk to yourself to cool yourself, all of these mindset tricks, all of that, right? Everything. If you work with me, you get it all, right? I don't always like to talk about it separately, because I believe at the end of the day, we want to create a life experience. So I am integrating everything that I know into just my storytelling, okay? But this is what I've done. And then I've worked in high level corporate positions and in sales, and just getting to know like this field a little bit more. And now I'm fully in my Cancer era. It's Cancer season. I am a Cancer sun. I am a Cancer in my third house. Like, the way I speak is my Cancer. And I just love to take care of you by living through example, right? Because my nurturing is about helping you to also live the life of your dreams. That's what I want. That's what I want to nurture, right? To create amazing, radiant, free, wealthy, healthy, fulfilled, grounded spiritual woman. Yeah. So, yeah. So again, everything that you are, with your exploration, with your knowledge, with your education, with your travel, with your interest, with the way you look, with the way you dress, with the way you act in groups, in society, in a social setting, if you are socially aware, if you are socially adept, if you can speak to everybody, be cool, be nice, connect to everyone, and I can do that, right? Then you are always a welcomed guest. You don't always need money in order to live the life of your dreams. The real capital, the real resources are people. And that's why it's so important to learn about human nature, human psychology, right? Understanding the world that we live in, people's motivation, and then, of course, social hierarchy. Because also, one thing I want to share, this event was predominantly white people. And especially most of the people on stage were white men. I don't know if that's true, but I think yes. And of course, a lot of their spiritual understanding comes from being a white man. And being a white man in this world already comes with a lot of privilege that I think that a lot of white men don't even understand. So these white men speak about exploring the world and all of that, and they can do that. But I just want to give you a little bit more of a strategy, just understanding, right? As I said, I'm a very spiritual person as well, and I do believe like my state of being is very much in trust, and I am one with the divine, yes. And on the other side, we are humans. People have prejudice. People, like, just by looking at you, people categorize you. That's just the way it is. Like, it's true for all of us. As much as we want to learn how to break through behind the facade, and I think I'm very, very good at it, the first appearance always matters. That's just the truth. It tells a lot about a person. It does. That's just the way it is. Like, if you look at something, you see immediately what it is. And then, of course, you can go deeper. But come on, let's not deny the human fact, right? The ego fact. Let's not deny the animal self. I'm very big on that. Let's not deny the animal self. We can cultivate the spiritual self, and that's definitely the goal. And that's also what you're going to learn in all of my programs. And at the same time, let's keep it balanced. We are also animals, and just seeing something boom, for the first time, you will judge a book by its cover. It's just the way it is. That's what I believe. So with that being said, right, like what the white people say over here, the white spiritualist, cool. I agree with that partly. And also on the other side, I believe that it's good to know how to present yourself in social settings so you can get what it is that you want without exploiting others, right? Because you know, you're very well aware that you bring value, you bring social capital. It's your beauty, it's your smarts, it's your culturedness, it's your ability to speak, to entertain, to be eye candy, to be whatever, right? Everything you bring is of value. People appreciate you if you come up like that, confident, natural, vibrant. That too is abundance. That too is prosperity. That too is manifestation. And that too is living the life of your dreams, using you as currency and then trading it for an invitation. I think that's the most natural way for a woman to also move through the world. Yes, of course, get yours with your service, with your gifts, and then also know that you are always a blessing to others if you know a few things that humans and other people do appreciate. All right. So with that being said, I offer consultations now. Like, I offer 1 hour to 90-minute consultation, life strategy consultations. As I told you, I'm a life, business, brand coach, sales coach, and I decided to introduce 60-minute life design sessions where I give you a map on your current situation. You can tell me where you are right now, what your goal is, and I can give you an outlook, a feedback, and also strategy on how to best create the outcome that you desire. And then depending on whatever it is that you bring, even if you have energetic blocks, or if you have subconscious blocks, or if you have mindset blocks, we will address it and then create a structure, a system on how you can achieve whatever it is that you truly desire. If you desire that, comment down below. Check out my description box. You find the link to book a session with me in the description box. And if you're ready for a full rebrand, if you really want to create a brand from everything that you are, from your degrees, your experiences, your certifications, your gifts, your knowledge, your wisdom, your talents, this is what I do in the original method. This program is amazing, simple, yet everything you need in order to win this game of life, hands down. All right. I'm currently enrolling for the beta session, because this is the first time I'm offering it. And this is your opportunity to go through it with me, hands-on, 12 weeks, one like group call every week where you get to ask all of your questions, answering all of them. And then also, I will implement your feedback on everything that you felt that needed something else at that point. So you are going to shape the program with me. If you want to be part of the first cohort and literally shaping the next versions of that program, you're invited. Sign up in the description box down below for the original method. Get on the wait list, and I'm looking forward to see you there. Until then, tell me, do you see yourself as a currency? What do you truly have to bring to the table? It's not just you, it's not just being there. It is truly about carrying your presence, right? Your beauty, your style, your charisma, your knowledge, your experiences, your wisdom, your understanding, right? Your social ability, your emotional intelligence, your human understanding, your psychological awareness. What of those things do you bring to a social setting so people want you to be there without you having to pay? I would love to know more about that. And don't forget, you are a force of nature, and I'm looking forward to see you act like it. Until the next time, bye bye.